Hey guys, just thought I'd do a quick update on the Homestead, the Barlow roots. These, do a quick animal update. We'll take a look at the garden here coming up a little bit too. Chickens are doing good. These are egg layers. We actually ended up with, we got a few more egg layers this spring, and we actually ended up with another rooster. So we now have 2 roosters, which is not something we really like to do. But so we've got our hens. Quite a few of them are getting up there in years, and we're going to start slowly probably replacing them as we go. We also have our 1 turkey over there. We had 4 turkeys, but only 1 remains. And so what we did is we have this big run open for the chickens. In that fence we had kind of pulled back so they could get back to that other run. But what we did is we brought our runner ducks over. We'll go see if we can get a look at them. This was an addition onto our original coop, which this was here when we moved in. Pretty rough, made out of mostly old pallets and stuff, but it's holding together. And we did a little addition for our ducks and added this little duck house on the side. Yeah, you can't see anything in there, but nesting boxes for the ducks on the ground. And then these doors here flip up to give us access to the nesting boxes. Now there's Turkey. He is very, very friendly with people. He's just curious, comes right up to you and checks you out. This is their little door. We had to put those little treads on there so they could get up and down. The duck feet couldn't quite make that work. Nice big door on it for the turkey to get in and out. And then the ducks are back there. They are very, very spooky, very skittish. So we have 2 khaki Campbells and 5 Indian runner ducks. And they're funny. The runner ducks are just funny little guys. You can see them back there walking. And the darker ones are the khaki Campbells. Khaki Campbell ducks could potentially lay over 300 eggs a year. They have at times, people have said, have laid an egg a day for a year, and so 365 eggs, whereas our hens are probably more in the 275, 280 range. So, and the runner ducks will lay a lot of eggs too, probably equal to what our chickens lay. So we're trying them out. It's kind of interesting learning about the ducks. There's definitely pluses and minuses. We do have a little pool for them here, although that's not completely necessary to have the pool for them, but they really enjoy it. And then their food and water we keep inside, because we need to have some motivation for them to come inside, otherwise they like to just hang out outside. Let's see if I can get a little closer here without them totally freaking out. But the runner ducks run around, they look kind of like penguins. You can hear them quacking there. So we haven't gotten any eggs that we know of from them. We're still waiting. Here's our other rooster. This guy is our new rooster, Buff Orpington rooster. And then these are his hens right here. The 2 black ones, the silver one, and then that silver laced and that other buff. So the original rooster and this rooster chase each other around quite a bit. It's quite dramatic. Yeah, so that's the poultry. We've also got, I think we're at 24 now, 24 meat chickens in the brooder in the garage. And they've been in there a week and a half, I think. And so once those get another week or so old, we'll be moving them to the chicken tractor, which is over in our garden and orchard area. So let's go see the pigs. We got our raspberries starting to kind of come up here. We have a grape going over here, but all this needs a little work and some weeding. And then we've got our strawberries here, which a lot of ever-bearing strawberries, which is fun. Just, you know, every couple of days you come out and pick a handful of strawberries. So here's the pigs. I gotta turn their fence back on. I had their electric fence turned off. So there's Doug going in for the food, and Dan standing by. Last time I weighed these guys, which you weigh them by measuring them. So you run a tape measure from between their ears to their tail, and then right around their body, just past their back legs. Last time I measured them, they came out to I think 195 pounds. Our butcher date is planned around October 3rd, is what we're thinking. So we're thinking we'll get them up to at least 250, maybe even a little bit more, closer to 275 maybe. So they eat a little bit of corn feed in the morning, a ground corn feed, and then during the day they, for the most part, go hang out down in their pasture, which is through that narrow gap in the trees, and they spend a lot of time laying around. I think they do graze a little bit on the pasture, but for the most part, I think most of their food is coming from the feed. And then we get, from our natural food co-op, we get groceries every week of expired vegetables, expired bread, things like that, that they give us for free. And then we feed them that supplementally, and they just devour that stuff. They just love it. So trying to feed them as best we can and make sure they still reach their harvest weight. You can see Doug's a little bit bigger, a little bit broader across his back, and that's been the case the whole time as they've grown. That's a little update on the animals from Barlow Roots. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more videos.